When are we, as Black people, going to hold other Black people accountable? When? It seems to me that we in the Black community are the only ones who praises bad choices, who praises disobedience, who praises craziness. When the Black people, when Blacks do something, we see it in all of the riots and shootings that goes on across the country. We see it when people are literally robbing their own people out of business. Walgreens, CVS's, everything, KFC's, all around the country, Black people robbing businesses out of business. We see it in these horrific smash and grabs where they pull up with their car, break into a business, and rob the people. And I mentioned Walgreens. They go into Walgreens and they steal, and now Walgreens and different critical places are closing their doors. All of these things is happening in the Black community through Black people. But we do not hold each other accountable. And the second you call it out and you say this or you say that in reference to what's going on, they call you a Tom. They call you a sellout. They call you, what else? A white supremacist. They call you all of these things that you're out here working for the white man and you're constantly bringing down the Black people. When you look at what's happening across this country in reference to what is going on in these neighborhoods through the hands of Black people in their own community, but nobody wants to hold them accountable in reference to all of this. It's all about the fanny pack. So we're talking about Fani Willis today, friends. And so we're talking about her because I find it interesting. Now, we know that she's gone to several churches and talked about, everything that's happening to her is because she's Black. She's the Black woman in the white man's space. That's why everything is going wrong with her. Not that she is using her powers to have sexual rendezvous with the taxpayer money. No, she didn't do that. That's not, no, you can't say that. No. Not that she, in a position of power, had an affair with a special prosecutor that she hired, and then with her rendezvous benefited from the taxpayer dollar by getting her coochie slapped all over the country. No, you can't say that about Fani Willis or Fani Willis or Fani Willis, as the president likes to say. You can't say these things about her. You can't say that a Black woman can make these kinds of mistakes. Oh, it's a mistake if she does it. It's not corruption. It's not corruption at all. It's just that she landed on a penis or two in her career where she shouldn't have. But no, you can't hold her accountable for these things. Everything she's done, everything that she's being criticized of is because she's a Black woman. She's a Black woman. And therefore, you can't criticize her when she does these things. And so, of course, the church has rallied behind her. And I came across a video early on when all of this was going on, and the church decided to, have protest in reference to her credibility and her stance in the community as an upstanding citizen, as a true leader of the community who is benefiting the people, who is doing God's work pretty much. And so the church came out to protest for her because Fani Willis is exactly what every woman, every Black person ought to be fighting for, ought to be looking for, to achieve in their lifetime. Fani Willis is the prize, right? This is what you should be looking to be. Corrupt, wicked, homewrecker, all that. That's what you should be looking to, make yourself want to be one day, aspire to be one day, right? So we're going to look at that video of the church. And then there's another video that we're going to look at. MSNBC has a gentleman on there. Again, he'll be praising Fani Willis in reference to all the good deeds she's done and how, it's about her color, not about her lack of integrity. It's it has nothing to do with that. It's her color. It's her color. That's why she's being portrayed in this way. The woman was sleeping with other women's husbands, but yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. So we're going to look at that as well. So let's do it. It's all about the fanny pack. It's all about the fanny pack, Willis. Hello, friends, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. I am Amania, and I want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers. We got a whole lot of people that hit that subscribe button, and I want to say thank you for doing that, because I will surely work hard to entertain you, to bring you information, and just to be the fighter out here in the streets for you. So thank you for subscribing. God bless you and God keep you.
Good afternoon, Alex. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis clearly has her supporters, but she also has her detractors. And today we talk to both sides.
There is justice for Ruby Freeman, that there is justice for Shay Moss. And God, we come asking now for protection for the only person in this country who held those people accountable.
Faith leaders organized this prayer vigil to cover and protect Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, a DA who has come under threats of violence and racial attacks for investigating former President Donald Trump. Those supporters called Willis courageous and the finest DA in the nation. But those who gathered here prayed for everyone.
Our prayer is not only for Donald Trump, but for those who, knowing the big lie, continue to follow the lie.
But some Republican lawmakers see Willis very differently. State Senator Clint Dixon from Beaufort and others believe Willis has political motivations and should be investigated and possibly removed under a new Senate bill that creates a prosecutorial oversight committee.
Yes, I believe that she's overreaching. I think that this is a political witch hunt, potentially maybe to elevate her, leftist celebrity.
But back at Liberty Plaza, one speaker asked for Governor Kemp to intervene.
Today we asked the governor. He said the election in Georgia wasn't stolen. Well, if it wasn't stolen, you need to announce that you will not support any effort to get rid of the prosecutor of Fulton County.
And Bishop Jackson also says that he plans to go to the homes of those legislators who want Willis removed, where he plans to ask more questions. We are
seen that, heard that. Good. Hello, fellow patriots. Thank you so much for your support. And again, you can do so by purchasing products from the Orlando Patriots, mugs, T-shirts, all of your patriotic gear. We are in an election year, so we need to show the world that we support our candidates, especially President Trump. So get some gear at theorlandopatriot.com and you'll get 30% off. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. I'll see you there. So as a disclaimer, I really need to say that that video of these so-called pastors out here protesting or press conferencing for the, how did he put it? She the best district attorney in the world, in America. She the best. I think he said in the country. The best. Fani Willis. So this happened before this whole scandal came out about her in reference to her spreading her fanny cheeks all over the country with a married man. So, but we also know that that didn't even bother the church, because after those things came out, there were about 2 or 3 different churches that actually it was 3, because I covered them on this channel, and you can find those videos somewhere in this channel, where those pastors came out and in support of her after the scandal broke that she was getting her fanny slapped all over the country with another woman's husband. But they said, they upholded her. Fani Willis is, it's like, it's God's person. It's God's people. She's just a daughter of the Christ. She's just a daughter of the King. And she's just a daughter of the King, and she can do no wrong. And so this is what I'm saying. Like, these people came out here sitting in the hot sun, protesting, got their stuff going on, praying for this woman. And there's nothing wrong with prayer, because I believe that Fani Willis does need all the prayer that she can get. Because God, I even pray for her. She needs all the prayer that she can get. But the way they come out here, raging on in the front of microphones, in front of the media about this holy woman, and that her deeds have been good, it's ridiculous. And again, it's a disgrace of the church, because the church is condoning, shall I say it, sin. The church is condoning her sin, her wickedness, and all of that. And I've said it before, this is not the only church. There's been many churches that's come out here to do the same thing. Matter of fact, they gave her an award, video somewhere on this channel, an award about her great work that she's doing in the community. It's really sad. Again, there is no institution to say, something, that was wrong. Something, daughter of Christ, maybe you shouldn't be opening up your legs all over the country and expecting the taxpayers to pay for these things. Daughter of Christ, you shouldn't be doing that. That is a sinful thing. Jezebel. Fani. We see this deflection in the Black community all the time, where Black folks just do not condone when Black people do wrong. They just look it over. I've heard and seen that they celebrate when people come home from prison. They have this big showdown over barbecue. Everybody comes together. It's a big celebration, right? But birthdays and other things of important, graduations, yeah, they don't really applaud those things as much. It's like our values are twisted. You know what I'm saying? It's twisted. And so we applaud bad behavior, and good behavior, we sort of just slip it under the rug. We don't even acknowledge it. And so in this video that we're going to look at, we're going to look at a simpleton, a simple man, a simpleton who goes on MSNBC to talk about how this is all about race in reference to everything that's happening with Fani Willis. It's not about her disrespecting herself, disrespecting the man, disrespecting Nathan Wade, disrespecting her office. No, it's just because she's Black. It's because she's Black, and she's a Black woman.
This Washington Post article is pointing out, Charles, that race is an ever-present source of tension in the case, and it highlights not just racial harassment and threats against her. The Post quotes one of Willis's senior deputies writing, quote, "We are both aware, especially as African-American women, some find it difficult to treat us respectfully." Trump's lawyer, Steve Sadow, described that email as, quote, "offensive, uncalled for, and untrue." But I want your read on what's playing out there.
I'm so glad you asked this question, Alex, because this entire ordeal with Fani Willis represents the intersection between race and gender in the professional space. And it highlights the fact that no matter how hard you work, if you are a woman, if you are a Black woman, there are certain things that you will have to navigate that you would not have if you were a white man, for example. There is a level of privilege that is enjoyed here, and that's simply undeniable. For Steve Sadow, for as accomplished and respected an attorney as he may be, to simply scoff and dismiss that is a level of privilege to sort of overlook how these things play out in ways that he may not simply be able to see because of his own blind spots. At the end of the day, trying to understand parts of what it is to be discriminated against, what it is to face things that other people don't face. When you are not a part of a particular group, you give that group the benefit of the doubt. So if you're not a woman, you cannot necessarily tell a woman what is or is not sexism if you haven't necessarily experienced it. It's very difficult for you to call something not racist if you're not someone who's ever experienced what racism actually feels like. And so while I do understand why Steve Sadow may have sort of been offended by it, at the end of the day, it truly is undeniable that the way that Fani Willis has had her reputation and her integrity challenged, and the manner in which this has gone on, has from its very start been fueled by white nationalism through the rhetoric of none other than Donald Trump. Look at his attacks on Alvin Bragg, look at his attacks on Letitia James, look at his attacks on Fani Willis, and contrast those to the things that he said about Jack Smith. One, they're attacking his professional acumen. The other is their humanity and their qualifications, which is a professional insult and very offensive. All of those things are rooted in white nationalism and speak to the very point that Fani Willis was making about that intersection of race and gender.
Thank you for that well-spoken reality check. I appreciate you and all of that. Thank you, Charles Coleman.
Seen that, heard that. Good. So as we've learned through the court hearings, Fani Willis really didn't leave her home because of threats, because she was trying to indict President Trump. No, she moved out of her home and left her old daddy living in her house, because she moved to her condo where it was easy access for Nathan Wade to be able to come over and tap that derriere, right? That's one of the reasons she left her home, so she can have her privacy without daddy peering eyes, so she can get her freak on. So them saying this, it's irrelevant. So another point from this video is that she is being disrespected. Well, guess what? Fani Willis disrespected herself by putting herself into these situations. Nobody else did this. Fani Willis did this. Okay, and he's comparing her to, how the white man or her white counterparts does, the male counterpart can get away with things like this. This woman is a woman, okay? She is a Black woman who should be able to mind her P's and Q's, especially when you're out here in these spaces. Yeah, you're not supposed to act like the white man. You're not supposed to act like a man, period. Men are out here. Yeah, it's taboo and it's these different things. Yeah, men do this. This is what men do. Women, on the other hand, are different thing. You're not a man. So yeah, you're not supposed to be out here conquering your employees. Okay, you're not supposed to be out here having sex with your employees, and it's not good either way it happens, either with with men or with Fani Willis and what she's done. It's not good, period. But again, this is the society that we're in. This is the life that we're in. It happens. Men conquer women, especially in the workplaces. And so, but that she's doing this now, it's not a good look. It's not a good look, especially the Black woman. Here you are, having sexual encounters. You're having sexual encounters with your employees, right? You're the boss, black woman, hire black man, and then you conquer him, with your sexual rendezvous. But this guy just doesn't seem to call any of that out. He's not talking about any of that. Is that, she's being, profiled, or she's being, persecuted because she's a black woman and the black woman can't do exactly what the white man do. I mean, it's ridiculous. This guy is beyond weak, okay, as a man. Okay, he is beyond weak as a man. If he was under Fani Willis, guess what? He would be the under Fani Willis, because she'd be on top. Okay, she would be running things, because this is not what a man is supposed to come out here to say. He's supposed to come out here and say, Sister Fani Willis, we love you. You've done great work. But my God, dear sister, what you've done with this case, putting your business out here this way, spreading your cheeks across the country this way. Sister Fani, you have disrespected yourself. You have disrespected your office. You have disrespected this country in reference to what you've done in your position. Okay? You have disrespected yourself in positions because of your position. Okay? You've done that. But no, they don't come out here to say, they don't come out here and give her a spanking, not on her butt. But you know what I mean, a professional scamping. No, that's Nathan Wade's job, to give her the spankings on her butt. But, yo, I'm losing it. I'm going to move on. But this guy is useless right now. Not coming out here and really condemning her for this, but yet just making more and more excuses in reference to, the black woman being, abused and so on. It's just useless. And these are the useless simpletons that does nothing good for the people. They do nothing good for the black community. They do nothing good for the black woman. They do nothing good. Man, you're supposed to be protecting your black woman. You're supposed to be protecting your black queen. How is this protecting her? By coming out here and BSing in reference to her behavior. So done with them. So again, friends, I posed the question, when are we going to hold black folks accountable for actions and behavior? That's all. Because if we did hold them accountable for actions and behavior, if we called out the BS, if we called out the nonsense, if we called them out on this, we would have a much better community. We would have safer communities. There would be businesses still in operation in the black community. We would have a better future, better presence in this country when it comes to black folks. But until we start to put people's feet to the fire and calling up for what they've done, we are never going to progress. We're never going to get anywhere in this society. We're always going to remain stagnant right where we are. Because again, we do not take responsibility for anything that we do. We always reflect it onto slavery, onto the white man, onto the white supremacists, and everybody else. The black man is never responsible. Or the black woman, or the black queen, never responsible for any of their actions. So anyway, friends, we're going to leave it there. I think I've said a lot. So thanks again for watching, taking the time. I really do appreciate it, you joining me here on The Conservative Poet. And so I'm going to bid you a good day, good night, wherever you are. God bless you. God keep you. Thank you guys again for subscribing. The channel is growing. I'm super, super psyched about all of that. And let's continue this conversation in the comments. So let's have a dialogue there, because I'm really sick and tired of seeing black folks in these positions that never gets called out. Example, Tiffany Hinyard, Roland Martin interview. If you haven't seen it, it's somewhere in this channel. Okay? This is what I mean when I say we do not hold Black folks, Black women accountable for anything that they do. Roland Martin had that in his hand. He had Tiffany Hinyard in his hand, and he dropped the ball. Why? Because she's a Democrat Black woman, and Democrat Black women cannot be talked to or talked about. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again. I'll see y'all in another video. God bless you and God keep you.